at Social Security. That was the highlight. Everybody wanted to work at Social Security. Like that was the objective. If you worked at Social Security, you were the person. If you worked in government, you were the person. Right, Q? Right there up on where is it at, Q? Up on where's that, Q? They had one downtown. They had one 18. Yeah, yeah, Alan. They had one up to Security Boulevard. Yeah. They had one downtown. They had one Security Boulevard. Like if you worked at Social Security, you were the person. Everybody, we grew up, our key objective in life was to get a good government job because we thought in our thinking that if you got a government job, you were safe for life. And so they get these jobs and they get grade one, grade two, all of these jobs. And now we have somebody in the White House who really doesn't know anything about government. They come in, and then we have somebody who's in his ear who really doesn't know anything about government coming in to dismantle everything. Yeah, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. And while this president, listen to where I'm going at, while the president has the authority, he has somebody in his ear that has look, let's guess what? He has somebody in his ear whose company, you're not gonna believe this, whose company has already amounted or already signed 18 government contracts. Let me give it to you again. While we have a president, right? While we have this president in office who has failed, all of his businesses have failed. He has somebody in his ear that is the richest man in the world, that in the short period of time, the richest man spent $215 million to get this president elected, but he's made that money 5 times over within the past couple of months. Listen to what I'm saying to you. You're not going to believe this. He spent $215 million to get the president elected, but he made $150 billion since the election. Did you hear what I said? He spent 250, but he made 150 billion back since the election. And now they're doing this. Hey, Val. Hey, LaWanda. Hey, Melissa. And now they're doing this mass firing, and nobody knows. They're laying these people off. They're doing this mass firing, but nobody knows where the money is going. There's no spreadsheet as to where the money is going at. But yet they said, Melissa, that they've saved almost $1 trillion. They saved almost $1 trillion. But what they did was, well, after the calculations, they've only saved the government $2 billion when we are $37 trillion in debt as a government. As a consequence, egg prices are going up, but the chicken price is not going up. Egg price is going up, but the chicken price is not going up. Yeah. As a consequence, everybody, you have so millions and millions of people that now have to seek therapy. Listen to this, Q. Now Val, they have to seek therapy. I know, I know. Hey, Q said, how is it that a dozen of eggs costs more than a whole chicken? How is it that a dozen eggs costs more than a whole chicken? How? Yeah, that's what I want to know. And so, and so it's crazy. And so now the question then becomes, as I stated yesterday, and I want to highlight this, and I want to help you as we navigate through this. Yesterday, I had a page, I had a pamphlet, I had a paper, and I asked each and every one of you to begin to brainstorm and write down what you are good at. And then I asked everybody to download ChatGPT, because once you put in and find out what you're good at, you can make some extra income and potentially build a business. Build a business. Yeah, build a business around that. Yeah. The thing is, listen to what I'm saying. The thing about life is not just growing, but it's fighting remaining the same. Let me give it to you again. For the choir out there, I need y'all to hear this. The thing about life is, the keys to life is not about just growing, but you have to fight remaining the same. Because remaining the same means that you have been comfortable. You've been thinking that you've been flying under the radar all of your life. You've been going to the same places, hanging out with the same people, buying the same thing, when in fact God is calling you to live better, to be greater, to be the best version of you. But as long as you are comfortable, as long as you're comfortable, you can easily drift back to the person you used to be. Yeah. It's one thing. Listen to what I'm, hey, Monet, it's one thing, Q. Listen to what I'm saying. It's one thing that you continue to grow, but it's a whole nother beast fighting yourself. It's a whole nother beast fighting the habits that you had. It's a whole nother beast fighting the person that you used to be. It's a whole nother beast. That's why you have to make a conscious decision that I refuse to be the same. I refuse to settle. I refuse to go back to doing what I used to do before I met God. I refuse to. Yeah, I refuse to. Cook, what do I have to do again? Give me a refresher. I said to you, write down your talents. I said to you, I said three things. Write down your talents. I said to you, I asked you to follow people who you have the same interest with. But I also said, don't sign up for anything. I also asked people to write. I also asked people to read some articles. Why is that key? Because God is calling you greater, but you got to be able to talk. You got to have a conversation piece. If you still talking about the same thing you talked about 5 years ago, ain't nobody gonna want to be around you except for the people who has the same conversation that you had. Yeah. I never forget, I had a friend of mine. Every time we talk, he want to talk about when we was 13. Every time we talk, Val, he wanted to talk about what we talked about at 13. I was 13 40 years ago. Yeah. And it's some of us still having the same conversations with the same people, going nowhere fast. It's time that you have to dig deep down inside and pull out the greatness. Exactly that. Pull out the greatness that is in you. You gotta be uncomfortable. That I ask you to do is that every day at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock, you turn your TV off. Period. Turn your TV off and get to know you better. Sit down with you and sit back and just do absolutely nothing and discover you. Think about what you are thinking about. Let me give it to you again. My recommendation if you want to be great, I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking to the people right now that just want to have a fair life. They just want to have something to eat. They just want to go ahead and just chill. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the people who still want to live in the same zip code all their life. I'm not talking about the comfortable people. I'm talking about the people who want change. I want to talk about the people who's tired of life bullying them. That's who I'm talking about today. Because there's no way that you can have 1 to 2 men in a White House that got a little bit of money to make deposits of fear in you. Let me give it to you again. Let me say it to the choir. Is no way, Melissa, Q, Beth, is no way that you can sit here and let 2 to 3 people who got a little bit of mouth, who has a microphone, put fear in your heart. It's no way. Why? Why, Cook? Why? Because there is a God that's fearless, that's watching over you, that birthed you, and he put deposits in your life. He gave you strength. It's no way you can tell me that a 78-year-old man who has failed in every business he offered, who has scammed his way up, can sit at a table and make me scared. Val, I'm not living like that. I'm cut from a different cloth. And when I need everybody to understand that you have been cut from a different cloth. Your cloth is a cloth of power. Your cloth is a cloth of strength. And how dare you continually read the news and you get scared? I need you to simmer down. Calm down. Calm yourself down. I promise you, it's time to get uncomfortable. It's time for you to stretch yourself. It's time for you to go to the next level. Because if you don't, the more stress you have, the more stress you have, the more pain, the more hurt you're living. And stress, last I checked, stress makes your your blood pressure go up. Stress deals with you internally. Yeah, exactly, man. It's time. It's time for you to go up. So I want to. Hey Val, keep me to 5 minutes. I want to make a recommendation. I want to make one more recommendation for you today. You're not going to like what I'm going to say, but I feel God telling me to tell you this. I'm going to make one more recommendation. That anybody that keeps coming to you complaining, that anybody that keeps coming to you telling you what keeps happening to them, and they ain't doing nothing about it, and they keep coming to you with the same story, talking the same junk, and they ain't doing nothing about it. They keep telling you who did this, what happened to them, how come so-and-so just got laid off. So-and-so just got fired. Oh, my gas and electric bill just went up. Oh, my car payment. Did you see the gas prices? Anybody that continually comes to you with a negative, you have to shut them down. I don't care how long y'all been friends. I don't care if y'all talk every day. Anybody that keeps coming to you complaining, anybody that keeps coming to you talking about what's happening here, what's happening there, and who got fired, and who this and who that, and who. No, listen, you have to begin to change the narrative. You have to begin to change your plate. You have to begin to change your palate. You got to begin to change your palate. Yeah, Dimitri, listen to this. Nikki, listen to this, Nikki. I went, you got to shut that out. Val, I went to this this restaurant. I went to this 5-star restaurant, right? I went to this restaurant, and it had five. It was five different meals, five different meals, and the restaurant wanted me to taste the quality of the food. So in between each meal, Melissa, they would give me some sorbet. Let me give it to you again. I went to this restaurant, and between each meal, they gave me some sorbet to clean my palate. So, because what the sorbet does, it neutralizes your taste buds so that you can feel the essence of your next course. Why am I saying this? Because now is the time for you to take exactly. Thank you, Carletta. Now is the time for you to take some of God's sorbet and clean your palate. You have to clean your palate. Clean your palate of all the naysayers. Clean your palate of all who said this, that, and the other about you. I'm talking, you have to go to another dimension in life. You got to go to another dimension in life. Yes, because in that other dimension, it's calling for a newer you, a better you, a strong. God said, behold, he said, I do a new thing in you. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? God said, behold, I do a new thing in you. New. Everything new. New. Everything new. What does new mean? New means it hasn't been touched. New means that it's not refurbished. New means that it hasn't gone through. And new means that I want to do something new in you that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. I want to bring the best version of you out. Everything new. Everything new. How bad do you want what is new? How bad you want it? Hey, April, how bad you want it? I'm telling you that in order to get everything that's supposed to be yours, you have to clean your palate. Because I'm talking to you. Listen to this, Tony. I'm telling you, because if you don't separate your ears, if you don't put in a spiritual hearing aid. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, LaWanda. If you don't put in a spiritual hearing aid, good God Almighty, I'm liking this. If you don't put in a spiritual hearing aid, you will listen to any and everything. But what does a hearing aid do? When a person has an hearing aid, they may not hear everything, but they hear the necessary things. Good God Almighty, Jesus. Ellen, when a person has a hearing aid, they might not hear everything, but they hear the necessary things. And a spiritual hearing aid can differentiate who's in your corner and who's not, who rocks with you and who don't, who's loving on you and who's stabbing you in the back. A spiritual hearing aid. You got to put it in your ear so you can cleanse all of your naysayers, so you can see who's coming, who's really for you. You have to stop tolerating foolishness. Stop coming to me of what was. Don't keep talking about that. Last I checked, they print new money every day. Val, did you hear what I said? Hey, Lee. April, last I checked, they print new money every day. Period. So why are we still talking about old stuff? Last I checked, they print new money. Last I checked, God ain't filing bankruptcy for blessings. God never filed bankruptcy of blessings. I've never heard God filing bankruptcy on blessings. He said, I want to open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing that you don't even have room enough to receive. Did you hear what I said? He ain't got no shortage. He ain't got no shortage of blessings. I'm telling you that if you want If you want some of this, if you want everything new, get rid of all of the refurbished, recycled conversations that you are having. You keep talking about who hurt you and how they hurt you. And girl, oh God, you remember this? Remember when we did this? When we do that? How's that paying your bills? How can that fight against all of these unqualified? How can that, with that conversation, how can that fight against all of these unqualified individuals running government? I'm listening. How can useless conversations, how can unqualified conversation, the conversations can't qualify me for my next blessing? So how can that help me fight all of these demons that have been elected? Huh? How can it help me fight all these demons? Can that conversation help me to grow? How can it? Because what you're doing is that you're trying to create a connection to us. When they come at y'all, when they keep talking about what was, all they're doing is creating a dead, they're trying to make a dead lifeline into an alive lifeline. That's all they're doing. They just want to keep that one string that's connecting y'all. That one string. That's why they keep talking about what was. They want to keep that one string that really died a long time ago. They keep trying to give it a lot. They keep trying to keep it alive. They keep trying to CPR the dead connection between y'all. They keep trying to. They know y'all don't connect anymore because you have outgrown them. They know that y'all don't connect anymore because you have outgrown them. God has grown you. They know that. And so they want to keep on, they want to keep harping on, keep talking about the same stuff, the same drama. They want to talk about the same things over and over and over again. Why? Cook, because they want to keep you in the place that they met you. They want to keep you in the very place. Dry bones, exactly. They want to keep you in the very place that they met you. Because as long as I keep you in the very place that I met you, I have a hold on you that prevents you from wanting more. They try to keep you. If I met you in a club, then every Friday, I'm going to ask you to go out with me. If I met you in a club and we might have only gone to the club one time, and they keep talking about that one song. Remember when they played Jodeci in the club? They keep talking about how they played Jodeci in the club. They keep talking about how they played Janet in the club. They keep talking about how this person was dancing with that person and so on and so forth. That is over. Everything new. Everything new. God, I want everything new. God, I want it. I want it, God. Everything new, everything new. God, I don't want nothing refurbished. God, if anybody that is in my life that's becoming a hindrance, get rid of them. Anybody in my life that's stopping me from being the best version of me, get rid of them. Anybody that's trying to hold me back, that's trying to hurt me, that's trying to harm my future, get rid of them. Because I don't want to play with them no more. Because I'm too hurt. I'm too vulnerable. God, I've been through too much right now. I have been through too much right now. And I can't take it no more. I need to give all of my burdens. I need to give all of my stress. I need to give all of this pain. I need to give all of this mercy. God, just take it. Just take it. Just take it. I want everything new. I don't want no more. I don't want my past hurts to stop me. I don't want my past miseries to stop me. I don't want my past depressions to stop me. God, just take it. I want everything new, period. God said, I've been waiting for you, Mario. Val, God said, I've been waiting for you all this time just to give it to me. You playing games. He said, I've been waiting all of this time for your yes. That's all I ask. I've been waiting all of this time for you to surrender. I've been waiting because I could have been got rid of all of them. But you the one that wanted to continue to talk to them. I really got rid of them a long time ago. I already showed you who they were, but you still wanted to have some kind of relationship, some kind of I already showed you who they were. But you fell in love with the thought of the friendship. It's really not a friendship. You fell in love with the thought of that friendship. You fell in love with the connection of that friendship. It's not a friendship. You just like it. You just like it and you don't have enough heart to cover it. So I'm asking you to get rid of it and give it to him and leave it alone. He wants to do a new thing. Baby, he said a new thing. He said you can't put new wine in old wineskin. Good God Almighty. It don't fit. Because the new wine will overcome the old wineskin and the bust. You can't put new, baby. What you want to do? What you trying to do? What you trying to do? Everything new. New love. New love, way 10 times better than any ever love that you've had. New life. New joy. New happiness. Everything is new. Everything is new. Are you hearing me? Everything. Do not allow a couple of people that have a microphone in this White House to put any fear in your life. Everybody is changing the news. The news have changed their format. Newspapers are changing their format. Everybody is bowing down to this government. Everybody. We're not going to bow down. Because we ain't never, we are, listen, ain't nothing, we ain't no punks. You are not a punk. You're not. So we're not bowing down. God bless you on tonight. I hope that you learned something tonight. I hope that this was joyful. I hope that it was impactful. I hope that, that you found that you learned something and that it would give you the spiritual power. Yeah, I hope this gave you the spiritual power that you needed to overcome everything. Thank you, Melissa. Everything. Yeah. You got to know. Everything new. Everything new. Everything new. We will only want new. Anything old, we don't want. Anything old. Before I leave, what questions? I want to answer all of your comments. Make sure, do me a favor, hit that follow button, 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 hit that follow button while we're here. Hit that follow button. For those of us that are on here, go to my YT channel. It's Coach Cook's podcast. What other questions? Do anybody have any questions as it pertains to what I just talked about? Because I don't want you to leave here with questions. I go live every day at 8 o'clock, Mel. Every day at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Any questions? I want to answer all. I want to leave the door for questions. No question. All right. To my YT family, I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 8. Thank y'all.